Hello, everyone. Um, I'm back with a video, another one, and um, I'm gonna talk about something different. I'm gonna talk about um how I'm adjusting to no longer being homeless, no longer being um as at risk of being homeless as I was. I still consider myself at risk, but Um, the home that I'm in is a permanent home. They aren't looking to evict me anytime soon, so um, I can afford where I am right now. Um, as long as I don't get into an emergency, and that's kind of the situation I am right now, where I can afford everything that I have as long as nothing unexpected comes up. And yeah, which is a whole lot better than before when I was living with other people that wanted me out at a certain time, so or where I know that the place I'm living in is going to be temporary and I would have to leave eventually. Um or the times when I was in a shelter where I didn't know if I was gonna be able to stay another night, or where I was gonna be tomorrow, or where I was gonna sleep next week. And so I've been transitioning from like living in a place where I know I have to move eventually to living in a place where I can live here as long as I want, as long as I pay rent. And it's really hard. I don't think a lot of people know that it's a struggle to change from the lifestyle that I've gone used to, being homeless and at risk. And there's a lot of hate for homeless people here in Vancouver, and a lot of stereotypes, misinformation, and it has affected me a lot as a person who was homeless as a child. And so I guess I was gonna make this video to, I guess, explain to people. And I know a lot of my friends watch my YouTube videos and they're always worried, concerned about me, so I'm also making this video for them so they can know what's going on in my life and how I'm doing. So I was homeless for a whole year when I was 16. I lived in different shelters. I lived in Covey, I lived in Directions, I lived in Ash. Then I got housed for a year. Then I went back on the streets for like a week. Then I got housed for 2 months. And then I'm back. And then I was back on the streets for a month. And now I am here, housed and perfectly fine. So, I think a lot, um, some things that people don't know about being homeless. They think when you're homeless, you have nothing, completely nothing, and which is true, but there are some things you would have a lot of just because you can't find it elsewhere or you don't know when you can restock your resources. And one thing that I hoarded a lot of when I was homeless was water. I had bottles of water. I never had a cup, I always had a bottle so I can take it with me and refill it. And when I moved in my new place and I settled down, I realized I don't need a water bottle in my own home because I'm not moving anywhere. I can have a cup of water sitting on my desk, and tomorrow it'll still be there. Next week it'll still be there. No one will drink it, no one will steal it. I'm under a roof, so like animals won't get to it. I can have a cup of water, and it doesn't have to be a plastic cup. I can have a glass cup of water if I really wanted to, because no one will break it, no one will steal it. I'm I'm still struggling with that. Um, I have my cup of apple juice, and I have a lid on it because I'm still paranoid of people stealing my things, people spilling my things. But I'm getting better. I'm now using glass cups, which is great. I'm using ceramic mugs. Um, but yeah, it's been a struggle getting used to the fact that I can have water and juice and not have it spill or stolen, and I don't have to worry about having to take it with me elsewhere because I'm not getting kicked out of my place as long as I pay rent. And another struggle that comes with that is, I guess, washing my water bottle. Like when I'm homeless, don't I didn't prioritize hygiene or keeping things clean. I prioritized having what I need, which is water, with me at all times. And if I had to wash my water bottle, I would have to pour out all that precious water and wash my water bottle, dry it, and fill it with more water, which would be hard to find if you were homeless, because there aren't a lot of water fountains to even get clean water. There aren't a lot of places where you could just wash your water bottle and not have it stolen. Um, and I've just been getting used to being able to wash my water bottle, wash my cups, wash things that I own because I don't have to worry about it getting stolen. Same as my laundry. I always Another thing that I hoarded was clean clothes. I'm not sure if it's really counting as hoarding, but would um I would like ration my clothes and plan out like I will wear this for these number of days and I'll wear this for this number of days and I would really keep my clothes clean. Like my clean sleeping clothes would be only worn for sleeping, and my clothes that were for going outside would be only for going outside, and I would like separate my clothes when I wasn't wearing them so they wouldn't get so my dirty clothes wouldn't get my clean sleeping clothes dirty. And I would make sure that all my clothes would last for 2 weeks just in case I couldn't do my laundry for whatever reason. But now I'm getting used to actually doing my laundry once a week, being able to leave them in the like what is it? The washing machine, and not worry about it being stolen because I had my clothes stolen before. I had them literally burnt or melted. Um and it's really nice. I've also been getting used to being able to live with if I miss a laundry day, I can just do it tomorrow. I can just do it next week. The laundry machine will not be going anywhere. My clothes won't be going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere, and it just feels like a relief to be able to run out of water, to be able to not to miss a laundry day and not have it be the end of the world. Like if I run out of water, I can just go upstairs and get more. If I if I got my bed sheets dirty, I can just wash them right now. And it feels it feels really nice being able to have all these things. Um Another thing is food. When I was in the shelter, I was not allowed to cook. They cooked food for me, but they never accommodated for anyone's dietary restrictions. I have dietary restrictions. They were like, well, you either eat the stuff that you cannot eat, or you'll die, because you're not allowed to buy outside food. Because if you spend money, we will kick you out. So I had to deal with eating food that I cannot eat. And then I had to deal with the reactions that my body was giving me and not die. Um, and they didn't care for other dietary restrictions either. The shelter that I was staying at, Covenant House, I heard that just from other people who had this restriction because I never had to face it, but people who weren't allowed to eat pork for whatever religious or allergy reasons or whatever, they would sprinkle little bits of bacon, like pork bacon, in your food. In the pork-free food, they would add pork. So, like, shelters, they really did not care if you're allergic to something, they would still make you eat it, or else they would kick you out if you tried to buy your own food. And now that I live alone, I can buy my own food. I could store it even. If I bought food outside, I had to eat it there because if I brought it in, they will kick me out. They'll throw the food away. But I can store food. I can cook my own food. If I didn't finish it, I could put it in the fridge and eat it later. That was hard to get used to when I first um moved in before, like after I was homeless for a year and I started cooking my own food. It was all frozen food, the food that I could easily pack up with me and take away if I was ever kicked out because I was so used to being on the move, being on the run that I forgot that I had a fridge. I forgot that I had a stove and I could cook an actual meal, eat it, save it for later, and cook like something that would last weeks. Um, right now I've been cooking things that I can store for later. Big batches of food, so I can only cook once and then once a week, and then have that food last for the entire week before I have to cook again. I found out that I've been cook that curry is really easy to do that, so I've been cooking lots of Japanese curry. I make between 18 to 26 servings of Japanese curry, stick it in the fridge. I could even freeze it, but it's usually gone within a few days just because I'm always hungry. But it lasts for about a week and a half, and it's just wonderful to have food always available to you because in the shelter you can't just eat whenever you feel like it unless you have the money and time to do that. Um, but here I can eat whenever I want. I can cook whatever I want. And it's just been so so great to have, and it's just really hard to get used to. Like right now I have snacks and around my desk cuz I have food insecurity anxiety cuz in the shelter every time I try to store food, if I tried to store food, I'd be storing it illegally. If they found out they'd throw it out, they'd kick me out. So I had to hide it in like under my bed, in my bag, in my jacket. And now I can just have it in front of me all the time and I'd be fine. And um yeah, it's a lot for me to unpack. I'm still getting used to just food and the fact that I can just buy it and store it instead of having to eat all of it all in one sitting or hide it under my bed. Um, I'm still getting used to that. Yeah. Um, I guess another thing that also still getting used to um is the fact that I can unpack all my belongings. I can put my posters up. I could put like permanent things on the wall as long as I of course clean it up after when I move out. But I'm staying here for a long time. might as well permanently put up a shelf on my wall if I really wanted to. Um, and I can just put all my markers down on my desk. I could leave a tray of paint outside if I on my desk if I wanted to paint. I can just leave things in my room however I want, and I won't have to worry about being kicked out without warning and having to pack up. Because when I live in a shelter, when people live in a shelter, it's not a vacation, it's not a hotel. You don't book it for a month and then you have it for a month. You show up, ask if they have a bed. If they have a bed, um you have to wait for them to do intakes, let you in, and then you'd have the bed for maybe that night. They can kick you out whenever for whatever reason they feel like it. Even if you do secure a bed that night, they could kick you out in the middle of that night at whatever time they want to, anytime, any day. You will not have a bed guaranteed for you tomorrow, next week, next month. So I always had my things half unpacked. I always had my things packed up in case I had to be kicked out. All my toiletries are always in a plastic container. All my clothes are always folded and packed in my bag. And now that I have a more permanent place, I don't have to worry about being kicked out. I can just I can hang my clothes up in my closet. I can like leave my laptop out and not have to worry about it being stolen. I can put all my books on my shelves, and it's just it's just great having being able to unpack and not have to pack up. You can It's great to be able to relax and never have to worry about staff kicking you out because they decided that they wanted to. And that's just a thing that I had a hard time getting used to at first. I'm a bit better at it now. Um, of course, without leaving my room in a mess. Um, and yeah, that's just some things that I'm getting used to as a person who is now more permanently housed than before. It's hard. Transitioning between being homeless and being housed is hard, especially if you spend such a long time being homeless and you're so used to being on the run, having to ration your food, ration your water, ration your clothes, make sure whatever you have can be packed up and moved in seconds. Um, and yeah, it was hard for me at first, but now I'm getting more comfortable in my space. I'm making it my own. And yeah, um, I'm really glad that I'm no longer homeless. Um, it was really hard in Vancouver because I don't know why lots of Vancouver people really hate homeless people, especially people of color, queer people, queer people of color. Um, and I'm just really grateful that I found the place that I wanted to stay in and it's safe. And yeah, I'm just really grateful to have a roof over my head for once and not have to worry about losing it. So, yeah, um I've been getting more comfortable living alone. So maybe now that I'm more comfortable, I can talk more about me being homeless. And I think I'm gonna do that a little bit more now on my channel. So if you really like this video, don't forget to leave a comment so I can know if people actually like me, like what I'm saying. Uh, like, subscribe, whatever you want to do, share with your friends. And yeah, thank you for watching. Uh, have a great day or night wherever you live. Bye.